Hi and welcome to the Tristan Show, and today I just want to clarify something because there's something going on that's getting ridiculous, pathetic and tiresome. Now, the first thing I hear quite often is the complaint that trans people go round making noise, demanding shit. Well, 99% of the time trans people are quietly getting along with their lives. When you see them make noise, for example, protest, and go out and protest, it's because some dickhead in government wants to make their lives hell. It was the right-wing conservatives and bigots who fired the first shot. If they just left the whole subject alone, society would carry on as normal and we would all live together with no issues. So please, folks, please, pretty please, stop blaming it all on the trans community. Also, people say they demand you to accept their delusion. Well, no, they're asking for basic respect, and they're not deluded. They are perfectly accepted and as valid according to the scientific community. Speaking of deluded, as a race, we are ourselves deluded. We think we're special, and some believe in a bearded man in the sky. Well, we're not special. We're just an ape who got to a point of evolution, evolved enough to be sophisticated enough to have the privilege to explore, express its own identity and humanity. You do realise the people going after trans people, do you not realise that after this they'll go after the gays, and then they'll go for the disabled people, or maybe even people on benefits, because they'll need a new scapegoat. There's a video to Culture Wars in the description below, so please check that out. Also, I don't get why people are so fixated on this 1% who aren't even affecting their lives. Do they stop you paying your bills? Buying food? Getting by? No. We'll leave them alone then. There are environmentalists, despite all their moral reasonings behind it, are blocking traffic and causing trouble and vandalising things. And you're complaining about trans people who all anything they do is stand on the pavement with placards, who aren't disrupting anything, who aren't vandalising things. Also, at these trans protests are people who are not of the trans community, who are standing with them because they are decent people who accept them and who genuinely care. There are children being sexually abused by the church, and instead, you're upset about trans people who aren't doing the world of harm. There are paedophiles in positions of power who think it's okay for girls to get married at 12 and think 16-year-olds smell better or nicer than 25-year-olds. And yet you choose to vent your anger at trans people who are no danger to children whatsoever. In fact, trans people are actually a lot more scared of you than you are of them, because they fear that every time they leave the frigging house, they may come under attack. Although I don't blame them with all this fucking stupidity. There's people living from food banks and child poverty, but instead, you decide to focus all your disgust and hate on trans people. People complain because trans people are using bathrooms and competing in sport. Ironic this, isn't it? But they've done so for decades with no issue, and it's never been an issue until a couple of bellends decided to make it an issue. It's just scapegoating. They did it to the Jews, the black people, I hate to refer to this, but I'm trying to reference it in history, and the gays in Earth's history. It's all the same shit, but different scapegoat. Russia is invading other countries, and Israel's bombing innocent men, women and children, and places in the Middle East are beheading people just for being bloody different. Yet you focus on the 1% that's doing fuck all to the world. In fact, many people now say they don't know anymore the difference between their own culture and that of the Taliban. What does that tell you about your current societal situation? I find it worrying. There are far more important things to be angry about and more real threats out there for you to go after. So here's my suggestion. I'm not telling you what to do, because some of you are going, don't tell me what to do. Here's my suggestion. 1, leave them alone. 2, ignore them. 3, focus on your own living your own life. If you're bored, take up a hobby or buy a puppy. And 4, as George Carlin would say, keep your goddamn opinions to yourself. Follow these 4 basic rules and you'll be happy, and so would we. Because seriously, the people like me who genuinely care are fed up of hearing this crap. Trans people have always been here, are here now, and will be here in the future. However, worryingly, albeit the way things are going, unless we stop the bigotry and the stupid hate campaign, then they would only go into hiding in said future, or worse. I've also included a really powerful speech by Arnold Schwarzenegger on hate, and also a link to my video on diversity, all those and maybe a little bit more if you're lucky and I remember, in the description below. So with that, thanks for watching, take care and be well, and share the love.